Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jardon. I am a hypnotherapist, Reiki master, crystal healer, and I also do pendulum healing. Today we're going to set the intention to release resentment in the crystal / Reiki session. I was really tempted as to how deep I wanted to go because I do want to talk about it a little bit, but resentment causes your own peace to be disturbed, like within yourself. The homeostasis in which your body is imbalanced is obviously thrown off when you're holding on to negative emotions towards someone else. That being said, resentment is hard to let go of sometimes. And it is there usually because you didn't set a boundary. So I've already done communication in hopes that that would kind of ease up, and then the self-worth was so that we could have the self-worth to set the boundary. And so I think this week would be best to let go of the resentment, and then I think after the hypnosis portion for this next week, I'm going to go ahead and go into forgiveness. And it's kind of like I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. But I think that it's really important to let go of resentment just because of the destabilization it causes in your own self. So before I jump in, disclaimer, you might vent out, release some of the things you might ruminate. You might go through conversations in your head. You might do a bunch of stuff this week that, irritate you or cause, the conscious, release of that resentment. Please keep in mind that. Please keep that in mind. And then at the end of this, go ahead and have a glass of cold water next to you to kind of bring your brainwaves back up. And then you might want to wash your hands under cold running water as well to kind of bring you out of state. That being said, don't operate heavy machinery, cars, trucks, tractors. You know the drill if you've watched my stuff before. But I feel like I have to say it. And then as far as this specific one, we're going to be doing the energetic part of the clearing. And then next week we'll do the hypnosis part. Quick before I jump in, this is my book. It is Shadow to Light Work. It's an intentional journey of healing, self-discovery, and purpose. And if you want to take a gander at the back, you can go ahead and pause it. And that is my website. Oof, if we can get it to focus. It's asktohypnotherapy.com. I can never get it to focus. So I'm going to go ahead and finish setting up for the Reiki / crystal healing, and then I'm going to flip you around and get you just kind of to a blank screen of things. You can go ahead and relax, get yourself situated, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so real quick before we start, just letting yourself get settled into a safe space. Just allowing yourself to relax. I'm going to try and do this gently, but I'm going to do some meditation sound bowls just to kind of clear the energy on top of, the Palo Santo I've used and the Florida water as well. Just kind of allowing that to center you. I'm just going to kind of go through and feel out the energy. Just kind of do an energy or a swipe to see. Feel it a lot in the root chakra, so I'm going to go ahead and we shall get started with our intention of releasing resentment. Okay. I'm just relaxing. I guess while I place crystals, I'll kind of talk to you about resentment a little bit. And other than the fact that it comes from where boundaries usually should have been set, it can also sometimes come from like feeling, like you don't have a say, because whether you're, a minor or you don't have, the capacity at a point to make decisions, it can build. And it can cause problems for you. Just kind of feeling things out. Placing things. So just relaxing. Placed the crystals. I'm going to go ahead and use my pendulum to see if there's anything else needs to be placed. feel like something's missing. Okay. Just want to make sure that things feel balanced, I guess. Oh gosh. I think that's good for right now. No. See, I feel this in my body, so I still feel it's like it's off. Your crown chakra can get really overwhelmed when you're ruminating, when you're thinking about things that people have done to you in the past. So that's where I'm feeling it, is in my head. It also could just be me, to be honest, because the wind is blowing and I had to go secure some pumpkin vines in my garden, and there were little white fluffy balls of pollen floating through the air. So it could just be me. Okay, so we're gonna start the Reiki for this. I'm gonna slide some stuff out of my way though. I'm gonna set my intention, and then I don't know, I just feel that's better. Okay. Actually, just a little bit more Florida water. Okay, so I'm just gonna start out the soul chakra. I work from the soul chakra. If you're new, I work from the soul chakra down to the earth chakra. Moving on to the crown chakra. If you're new, I kind of think of the chakras as like that piece of PVC with the big red knob on it, ball valves, and just opening and letting it flow and kind of tweaking till that flow is even all the way down. And so that it can get all the way back up. Moving to the third eye. I'm gonna put something on it just because I feel like that's what needs to happen, even though it was fine when I checked it. And just the balance isn't there. While we're going through this, if you just want to take a couple deep breaths every so often, just as we move down the chakras, I recommend it. Just to kind of open it up as the energy goes in. This is also not as long as a normal Reiki session would go. Just kind of wait for a shift. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move down to the throat. And just to be clear, the Reiki is what charges the crystals I use. Charges it with universal life force energy. Crystals already have a resonance, things that they're used for different properties, and the Reiki just enhances it. ahead and move down to the throat. Moving down to the heart. Ooh, I just got a sense of like nostalgia. Like a feeling of nostalgia, like that wash over of it. That's interesting. Sometimes I get sensations and stuff, but sometimes I share them, sometimes I don't feel like it needs to be shared, depending on, my intuition on it. I'm gonna go ahead and go down to the solar plexus. Moving down to the sacral. Pull ahead and move down to the root. Sorry, my chair is squeaky. I don't know if you're going to be able to pick it up. And moving down to the earth. This clearing's been kind of uneventful. Just keep relaxing. Steady breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Go ahead and check everything really quick. Oh, goodness. Everything's good. Just feel it out. Okay, hold on. So everything feels good. Energy is going where it needs to go. All right. Looks like everything's good. Let me check the aura. Do an auric sweep. Everything should settle over the next week. And that's another thing. I keep forgetting. Let a week go in between these sessions, whether it's the hypnosis or the energy healing sessions. It just kind of lets everything integrate and settle where it's going to settle. If you do want to come back to a session, please stay on the same session that you did last. So, on top of the disclaimers, that's what I keep forgetting to mention, that you need about a week, depending on how well your body processes energy or, subconscious programming. You need about a week in between each. If you feel like you're ready to go to the next one in like 3-4 days, cool. But I would really make sure that the energy is integrated, and so only watch like one session for, a 7-day block of time, if that makes sense. But go ahead and kind of let yourself relax. Get your drink of water to kind of ground. Put your hands in some cold running water. And I will see you next week for the hypnosis. Okay. Bye.